to TechteamGB. Today is episode 3 of Techspin. Now sorry I didn't do one last week. Last week was kind of a bit hectic and I literally had no time. But because I've been snowed in and we didn't have school, I've had loads of time to do all the research necessary and all the prior work. And also, great news, I got my new camera, and although it's not quite attached, which will become apparent later, the Rode mic is also there. That's what you're hearing. So, first story. Mega. If you haven't heard of it already, it's sort of a replacement for Mega Upload, which was taken down illawfully by the FBI and the US government, which gives users 50 gigabytes of free cloud storage. Now right now, because it was only launched last night as of filming, which is Sunday, so Saturday night, it didn't really have, it still doesn't have that much bandwidth available. Right now all the servers are on, I think it's about 10 gigabits, so Kim.com will be overcoming that issue shortly. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail because there'll be a full video, which, yeah, watch it. And hopefully by the time this video is uploaded, that video will be up and it'll have an annotation. You just click on that video. But don't forget to watch the rest of this video as well. Alright, so second topic is Nvidia Shield. Now the Nvidia Shield is a portable Android-based game console, obviously created by Nvidia, which incorporates a Tegra 4 processor, Android 4.2 I think it is, Jelly Bean, has a mini HDMI port in the back, audio, mini micro SD, and USB. I think it's mini USB or micro USB. Anyway, it's a handheld device with a 720p flip-up screen. Now the device is really unique in that it's not the same as a PSP or a DS, because the console is one, obviously Android. I believe it's touchscreen as well, which is nice. But the console, you can play Android games, and if you have a compatible PC, you know, like the one that's sitting right down there. I don't know if that one will be compatible because it might be locked in with Nvidia. I'm not sure, but basically, if you have a gaming PC at home, you can use your gaming PC to render full, normal PC games, and then effectively have your PC wirelessly, so over Wi-Fi, stream H264 video to the device, and you literally, the latency is like 0. So, or like, I think it's like 2 millisecond, which is the same as your screen. Come on. So you're able to play and stream the game. So your PC GPU will encode, render the image, and then the Tegra 4 only has to, display it. So the battery life lasts a lot longer while streaming games as opposed to playing Android-based games. Now, just having a look at some of the pictures, which I'll try and put another one up if I can get them. The one thing I'd probably like to see is, because it's Android and I believe it's touchscreen, if they could swivel the screen so you can put it down and then you can just play on it instead of having that open, then like, yeah. But obviously I haven't tried it, and if you're wondering, if you want to see a video of it in action, you can either do watch Linus's video, or there's a couple of others. I'll try and put links in the description, but don't hold me to that. Now another recent project from a gaming oriented company is the Razer Edge. This is formerly known as Project Fiona, and basically this is a tablet. It's double the thickness of an iPad, has game controllers you can attach on the side, it has a dock you can put it in, it has Core i5 or Core i7, 650M graphics, which now, considering Sonny's laptop, which is like 900 quid gaming laptop, it has 660M graphics, so it's probably not going to be too much of a difference. And he can play most games at 1080p really well. Full settings for a lot of games, and for the average-ish gamer, you're probably playing on old hardware anyway, so yeah, you're fine. Alright, if you want to see more detail on the Razer Edge, check out some of the other reviewers videos who were at CES. The other product that I really liked from CES was the Swiftech H220. This is an all-in-one liquid cooler, much like the H100 or the Coolit, or the, you know, the Thermaltake one, or the, you know, Kraken X60, except this is, because it's made by Swiftech, it has a really awesome pump in the middle, like their, oh, what's that? The little block, so it's got the pump and then the CPU block, and then they have two pipes running up, which are apparently really nice, and then they have a radiator and fans, right? That sounds, what's the difference between an H100? I may as well just get the one that's, you know, already been produced. Well, Swiftech made all these parts themselves, whereas Corsair have, I think that theirs is a Coolit brand one, although obviously the H100i and the H80i and the H110 and the H95 will all be a bit more custom designed for Corsair. But anyway, what makes the H220 so special is that it, well, you can take it apart. So you can, if you want to, you could buy two H220s if you have two CPUs, and then you can run them either separate loops, or you could dual loop, make it, two loops, or one loop, and just join it up. They have some really nice clamp fittings where you just literally unscrew the clamp, and then watch out obviously for all the water going to fall out, but you know, drain the system, and then you can make a full custom loop. So maybe you want to add a graphics card to that loop. You can, if you really want to, cut the tubing to the right size, remove the excess tubing, then put some new tubing into the graphics card, no problem, and that's all in the same unit. The pump is good for, I can't remember what they tested, but they tested like two 680s and SLI, two radiators, and obviously the CPU, and it ran fine, which is pretty nice. My favourite phone from CES was the Ubuntu phone, or Ubuntu, or however you say it. Basically because it's literally just Ubuntu but on a phone. There's no real phone port version. Literally, if you plug this, if you get a Ubuntu phone when it comes out, depending on which phone you have and whatnot, you can dock the phone and it brings up a full Linux Ubuntu operating system. Isn't that awesome? I mean, you have a full, like, it's not like Windows 8 where you have like a, it's almost like the Surface RT, where you have the Windows 8 Metro, or whatever it's now called, the new UI, and then you have the desktop hidden behind it, but instead of having a really bad desktop that doesn't really work, you can have the desktop on a full PC if you just plug your phone in. Like, you know, you put your phone in a dock like you do a business laptop, and then all of a sudden you've got two screens, keyboard and mouse, a proper Ethernet connection, you know, external hard drives, all just because you put your phone in a dock and now you've got a full Linux PC. That's awesome. And all they've got gestures from all sides. So swipe in left, imagine this is the phone, I'll show some pictures here, but imagine this is the phone. Swipe in left, you bring up all your applications. Swipe down, you have all your settings. Swipe from the right and you switch apps. Hold or swipe fully from the left and you go back to the home screen, or you can launch the home screen as an app. sort of like Windows 8 and desktop, and swipe in from the bottom and you get your settings. So basically you never have any on-screen buttons like you do on most Galaxy devices and most other Android devices. My phone's different because it actually has buttons. Moving on. Now, I sort of hit a Corsair earlier. I do actually really like Corsair products. I've got RAM right now, and I'd be happy to receive anything else. But I saw the 900D a few weeks before CES, a couple of leaked photos, and I thought it looked really nice. But I was a little bit skeptical. And then I saw it at CES. I saw all the coverage of it. Wow. Wow, that's nice. It's a PC builder's dream. Seriously, it can hold all 10 expansion slots, XL-ATX, eATX, ATX. I think it can even do ITX, which is a bit stupid. Overkill little build. I don't know if you've seen that picture. But yeah, sorry. It can also hold HTPX, aka the SRX or SR2 motherboard, where you have dual CPUs. It has so many hard drive mounts, it's unbelievable. You have a hot swap feature, you have a massive awesome looking window, you have dual power supply mounts at the bottom, and either way you do it, you can have a 480 rad at the bottom. It has, you know, optical bays, of course, although the optical bays are funny because if this is the width of the case, then that's the width of the optical drive cover, that's the width of the optical drive. So they tried to stealth it as much as possible, the spokesman said, but I'm sure if you're really, you know, I want this stealthy, you'll find a way to do it. Last but not least, for products at CES, we have the Asus Ares 2. Oh god, I want one. It's a bit strange because it's basically a water-cooled graphics card, but it's water-cooled with an H80. If you get, yeah. So Asus have put a closed-loop water cooling system on it. Now, if you're gonna buy a 7990. Which is what the Ares 2 is. It's a stupid, mad, water-cooled 7990. You're gonna probably want to custom cool it anyway. You're probably already gonna have a custom water loop, really. So the point of putting that on is, I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks really awesome. It performs through the roof, as I hear and can guess, and I think the only way you could possibly use all that power is if you have like 6 2560 by 1600 screens in Affinity. I mean, wow. Wow. Now, there's a bit of sort of saddish news, or very sad news actually, in that in the campaign towards internet freedom, where basically a lot of companies, especially in the US, have gone power mad and basically suing anyone that they can, and the government's gone power mad because people in Hollywood say that they'll stop supporting the president or the senator or whatever if they don't, you know, do as they say, effectively bribery. Yeah. So in the most recent tragedy in that is a guy called Swartz. He was being tried for, I think it was 13 felony charges, and basically what he did was he downloaded journals from a website that allowed you to download those journals, but basically he sort of breached the terms of the terms of agreements or terms of service of that website, in that he downloaded, I think it was 4 million-ish journals in a year or something, which was apparently too much, according to that website. Now, normally, what I would assume would happen would be that that account would just be disabled, and then you wouldn't be able to reopen that account. What the government decided to do was charge him with 13 felony counts, leaving if he lost, he would be left with 50 years in jail as a maximum sentence for downloading some journals, and that isn't even illegal. So recently, I can't remember when it was, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, but the guy on trial, Aaron Swartz, he couldn't basically take the stupidity of the US government, and he killed himself. Now, in a way that's been helpful, because a lot of people now realise how power hungry and stupid the government and Hollywood and all the other people are getting, and it's helped to raise awareness of the problem. But in no way should someone, even anyone, have to kill themselves just because a group of individuals, namely the government and Hollywood, have become power hungry. It's morally wrong. It shouldn't happen, and it's unfortunately left to us to stop it happening. If you want to find out more, obviously have a look at the article, and also do a bit of research. Have a look, see what you can find. It's really interesting, but it's obviously really disappointing. On a slightly brighter note than that, the senator that was prosecuting Aaron is seriously fighting for a job, which thank God. Yeah, I can't believe that they. And to end on a slightly stranger note, Eric Schmidt, the CEO and founder of Google, recently went to North Korea, along with a US senator for New Mexico. Now, while Schmidt was there, he had a lot of first-hand attempts at accessing the internet, and failed miserably. The internet is reserved for universities, for the government, and for the military. The public has literally been left out of that. Now, the only way that they can access the internet there is over a slightly strange 3G network, which is completely locked down, and you can't access anything really. Now, the lack of internet in North Korea means that a lot of the world has sort of passed by them. The majority of the world has passed by them, and also it means that they're left behind almost. Now, that can be easily fixed. The 3G network that they're operating with an Egyptian company is easily able to be opened up to the public. The public already have, I think there's a few million smartphones or internet enabled phones, as in phones that can access the internet if they had the ability. So that'd be an interesting one to see North Korea properly in the internet stage. If you haven't noticed, they launched a game called Pyongyang Racer. It was really bad, like really bad. I could never get onto it because the servers were down every time I tried, but I saw a lot of screenshots and it looked really bad, like seriously bad. So thanks for watching this episode of Techspin. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Every view, like, sub and comment helps. There's a new Asda logo. Not really. But no, please do like and share and all that sort of stuff. Now, for the last 2 videos I did giveaways of a game at the end of every video. Last week's, or 2 weeks ago, was Titan Quest. But we've only ever got I think there was about 2 or 3 loyal entries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a sort of surprise for when you win. So I won't necessarily announce any winners for another few weeks or next week. I could do it next week. You never know, that's the point. You've got to watch to find out if you won. So if you do want to win, let's say, Metro 2033, I'll give away 4 copies of Metro 2033. But I have to have, here's my entry requirements. You have to be subscribed, like the video, and comment Metro, and then I have to get at least 10 entries to be able to, you know, actually draw for anyone. And if I get 10 entries, we'll get 4 winners. If we get 5 entries, we'll get 1 winner. And if we get under 5, then, well, yeah, no winners. So your job to be able to win Metro is share, sub, like, and comment Metro. And just the word Metro. It can, as long as it has the word Metro in it, it's fine. So yeah, that's your job, as well as, you know, fight for the internet. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.